Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Kai from Kai's Kreations and Crazy with Kai. I do primarily Dollar Tree DIYs, Dollar Tree hauls. I do sometimes Walmart hauls. And I also do a new segment called Munchie Mondays where I review snacks and foods from the Dollar Tree. I work at the Dollar Tree in Post Falls, Idaho, so I think I'm one of the only people, if not the only person, doing Dollar Tree hauls and DIYs primarily from the Dollar Tree in Post Falls, Idaho, as well as sometimes the Dollar Tree in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So if you're new to my channel and you like my content or you like everything I just said and want to see more, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and leave me a message in the comments. I love hearing back from you guys. My goal is right now is to get to 100 subscribers. I'm not even halfway there yet, but I'm dreaming big, guys, so definitely subscribe. If you hit that subscribe button when the bell rings, depending on what you choose in the drop down menu, it should notify you every time I upload a new video, or you can specify it to customize to be videos that are suited for you specifically, and that kind of thing. And every subscription, comment, and thumbs up just helps YouTube notice me a little bit more and just warms my heart, you guys, so do it. Anyways, what have I got for you today? Well, I've got 3 videos to do today because I am way behind. And I'm also getting ready for a trip to go see my daughters and my family in California tomorrow, leaving after work. So I've got a lot to do. But I didn't get around to showing you some of the Easter crafts I made, and that kind of bummed me out. I mean, that's me typically. That's why I don't do a whole lot of holiday crafts, because I'm always a day late and a dollar short, if you know what I mean. I'm lucky if I get them done by Easter, let alone up on my pages for sale before Easter. So yeah, I'm just going to pack them away and put any Easter decor, either turn it into farmhouse decor and sell it, or put it away till next Easter and hopefully get my head in the game at some point to sell these items before Valentine's Day and before Easter comes around and that kind of thing. But in one of the projects I made for myself, and then one project I made for my kids, and then something I was playing around with my glue gun today, they all kind of had the same idea behind them, which is thinking outside the box and thinking creatively and just, getting those creative juices flowing to either think of a new craft that you want to make or get a great idea, or sometimes to solve a problem. I know quite often I am in a situation like I was earlier today, which I'll explain in a minute, where I have a problem I need to fix. And so I do it creatively, or as creatively as I can. So I'm making these new hanging planters out of fake plants that I've been getting from the Dollar Tree. So like I made a giant fake fern that's going to hang from my ceiling. Not giant, okay, medium size, small to medium fake fern, and it looks like a real fern, and it looks amazing, you guys. I'm doing a DIY on that, so stay tuned. That's why I'm not showing it now. But to hang it from my ceiling, we live in a trailer, and the ceilings are very weak, and there's not a lot of studs up there. So if you put in one of those big hooks, it tends to just rip out of the wall, especially if you put anything heavy on it, which the fake fern is a lot lighter than the real fern would have been, and a lot less inexpensive, less expensive, whatever, you know what I mean. I think it cost me $17, I figured out. Let's see, 10, 12, 13, no, $13. $13 it cost me to make it. And a good size fern would be like probably 20 with the hanger and everything. Anyways, so I had to get creative about how to hang it from the ceiling. So the first thought I had was I was going to get some command hooks from Walmart, actually, but like the actual command brand. They were out of all the hooks that were in the sizes I would have needed. So I went back to Dollar Tree and I got ones that hold 2 pounds. I couldn't find the 3-pound ones this time, but they do have them sometimes. And then I also have some of these for other projects that hold 1 pound. And I've learned recently there's definitely a difference between another DIYer, the Crafty Organizer taught me this, self-adhesive hooks and removable adhesive hooks. So there's definitely a difference in these, and with both types and with the command ones, you want, especially if you're putting something a little bit heavier than, like, say, a little paper picture or something, you know, something really light, doesn't matter. But if you're putting anything heavier than that on it, you want to position the hook where it's going to go and leave it, push it in real good, and leave it for 24 hours before ever using it as a hook. That allows the adhesive to really set in and bond with the wall or whatever you're putting on. So most of these I have found do not take the paint off with them when you remove them, so that's a good thing. But I wasn't sure, you know, I thought, well, I've got this genius idea. I'm going to hang this from the ceiling, and I'm going to hang my planter from it. Well, what I didn't realize is that these hooks aren't very long, and the hook just slipped right off. Just slipped right off every time. So, or I could get it to balance, but the slightest movement or wind, it's going to slip right off. So I thought, darn it. So I started playing around with using my glue gun to make a dot right here on the tip so that it had a little barrier for the hook so it wouldn't slip off. A little bump right there. And that went okay for the first one. But I thought, okay, there's got to be a better way. So then I got out these things that I got at Dollar Tree a while back. These are the magical adhesive dots. I didn't like them so much because, I don't know, what I use on clean, dry surfaces for strong bold, peel away one side, do not touch magic dot with fingers, place magical dot on it because it's double-sided. Anyways, I used them as directed. They didn't work for me. They didn't, I forget what project I was working on with them, but they didn't hold. They fell off. So I was really kind of disappointed and didn't really know have a use for these. But I wanted to make a bump. So I went to look at them, and obviously that's 2 dots on there. They're not very big. They're not a bump like I was thinking. Like some, I don't know if you guys have seen in the past, but you get glue dots and they actually have a bump. That's kind of what I thought they were. So what I did was I took one and I peeled off, the adhesive on both sides. I peeled off the plastic layer. Oh, now this one's going to mess up on me. Really? Okay. I'm going to try that on another one because that's being difficult for some reason right now. That's a dud. Okay. Hold on, guys. Okay. So, I took one of these, carefully peeled off the plastic layer. So now I have the plastic layer I can throw in the trash. And this is a double-sided dot on there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. I don't know. Anyway, there's a dot on there. And then I used my glue gun to, let's see if I'm in chat, very carefully and slowly just make a dot right on top of that glue dot and then swirl it around a little bit to get rid of any strings. So, magic of TV, I've already made one. Can you see how thick that? Oh yeah, look at that. You can see how thick that is, huh? That's my glue dot that is now thick enough to stop that hanger from falling off, but it also has a sticky side on the other side that is pretty adhesive. So far it is holding my lightweight plant in place. I will let you know if that doesn't work in another video. But so what I did is I just put that right on the end like this and pushed it down into place. So now it has that bump, see? So, look at that. I solved a problem with supplies we all have around here. And you do, again, with the glue dot, you want to push it down. I held it for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then I left it alone for a couple of hours. Again, just sealing that bond, and then I tried it with the hook, and it seemed to work and hold. And it's been holding my plant so far. So, I'm really excited about that. So, but I also thought, like, if you wanted to make, like, sticky dots on a jar to add texture to a jar before you paint it, or you needed, I don't know, whatever creative project you need a bump for, this is the clear one drying right now, then you could use those. You literally just need some of these magical adhesive dots from the Dollar Tree and a glue gun and just, you know, put a little dot on there. So I'm going to unplug my glue gun because we're not going to be using that for the rest of this segment. And clean up my space for a second so I can show you guys some other stuff. But yeah, so that's just, you know, when I'm at work and people are buying things at the Dollar Tree, as things come through my cash register, come across that conveyor belt, I'm always thinking, especially if it's something new or interesting, I'm always going, what could I make out of that? That's what's going through my head, you guys. I mean, I'm talking to the customers and being friendly and, you know, probably too friendly. I'm always chatting with the customers. But that's going through my mind. Like, I literally will see a tissue box and be like, oh, I like the way that's decorated. What could I do with that? You know? Or a new toy. And be like, huh, could I make something out of that? That's just the way my mind works. So I'm always thinking, as a crafter, what could I make out of that? What could I make out of that? And especially, like, being earth-friendly, before you throw something away, what could you make out of that? I have a friend who smokes these disposable, because they're not reusable, disposable e-cigarettes, and they come in these. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that pretty? And she was just throwing them away. And I'm like, huh. They come apart in two halves. And I'm like, that would be cool, like, I don't know, painting for a building, you know, making tall skyscrapers in a painting, or maybe just putting in front of a painting, or a three-dimensional fence. I don't know. I got some, or a window in a painting. I don't know. So she's been giving them to me now, and I've got several of them saved up. I'm going to figure out something to do with them so they don't go in the landfill. There you go. And then, you know, just everything, you guys. Like, I used part of a bag so for another project. So I had this handle left over from the bag. I didn't want to throw it away, so I stuck it in one of my little odds and ends boxes, and I will find a use for this someday. And my rule generally is, if I don't find a use for it within a couple months, I will gift it to other crafters and say, you know, miscellaneous craft box for free. Here, come take it, see if you can use anything. And I ask them to do the same thing. If they can't use it, give it to someone who can. Just delaying the process of, like, hopefully it will find a use before going into that landfill, or if it's recyclable, before even recycling it. We're recycling it. So, anyways, think outside the box, you guys. Always think, what can I make with this? What can I use with this before throwing something away? Before buying something new. You know, sometimes as crafters we're tempted to just, ooh, that's neat, buy. No, stop and think, and I have to remind myself this all the time. My roommate will tell you I never do this, but I do. Stop and think, what can I make with this? Can I make something I'm truly going to love, or can I make something that I can sell? If the answer's no, or you don't know, even as cool as it is, or it's a new trending thing, you might not want to waste your money on it. Even though it's only $1, you might not want to buy it unless you have a use for it. Because remember, one of my favorite things from Clean Sweep, that show I used to watch, and I've said it on here before, is the 3-law rule. In your house, when you're cleaning out your house, or your craft room, or anything, you ask yourself 3 things. Do I love it? Do I need it? Does it make me money? So if you love it, like you're in love with that item, you need it, it actually serves a purpose and you need it, or it makes you money, like some of our craft things that we can sell, you know, or like having a Cricut and making things with it to sell. That makes you money. Okay, so if it falls into one of those 3 categories, keep it. If it doesn't fall into one of those 3 categories, you might want to let it go. Especially if it never falls into one of those categories. You probably should let it go. So there you go. Simple, easy to remember. I'm going to move on because we're already at, 14 minutes? Eesh. Okay, so in thinking that way, I told you this is how my brain works. A while back, my roommate's husband had made something with this canned ham and threw the container out. So what I saw in the trash was this whole thing without this lid, just open and empty, and, you know, had some yucky stuff inside. I pulled it out of the trash and washed it and thought, immediately, that looks kind of like an Easter egg, almost. It's got the flat bottom, though, but if you set it up, it looks like an Easter egg, and I could do a little scene in there or something. I don't know. So I got out of the trash, washed it, sanded the edges so they weren't sharp anymore, and then off a sign from Dollar Tree, I had ripped off this little metal bunny. I didn't like him on the sign he was on, but I liked him a lot, and I wanted to use him for something. So then I started playing around with this and putting it in front and being like, oh, it could be like a mama bunny, and maybe her nest of baby bunnies is inside there. But I, again, didn't totally love the metal for this particular one. So I saved him for another project, but not before I traced him on a piece of cardboard and cut it out. Then, I made this. Now, this is that tin, the ham tin. I painted the back and put some paper on there. I put some burlap ribbon around the edges. Now, on the sides, or the front, this is a lot of Dollar Tree stuff, you guys. Okay, inside is a Dollar Tree speckled egg, whole, and then a Dollar Tree speckled egg broken open with two little bunnies, one inside an egg and one in the back. And these baby bunnies were off these little headband things where they were bouncing around on there. This is the cardboard bunny I cut out and painted. All of the words and leaves on the bunny are rub-ons from the Dollar Tree. This was a little pearl dot for the eye from a Dollar Tree string of sticky pearls. This is Dollar Tree twine. These stickers, the sunflowers, are all Dollar Tree. Let's see, what else? Oh, the little fence is the only thing that's not Dollar Tree. I got these little popsicle sticks, the mini ones, and shaped them into a fence and glued them together and painted them. Those were from Walmart. But I think everything else, like I said, there's so much in here, you guys, is from Dollar Tree. So, yeah, it's pretty cute. Oh, and on the back, too, Jenga blocks, because I noticed after I made it, it was a little wobbly when it sat down, so I put Jenga blocks on the back like that, so it can stand up like that and be a little decor item. So I'll probably save this and maybe even make another one next Easter and sell them. I don't know. Or just put it out in my house, but I thought that was really cute. And like I said, again, it was all from me not seeing something in the trash that someone was going to throw away and saying, I can make something from that. Don't throw it away yet. Especially because it wasn't in the recyclables. It was in the trash. So, yeah, I saved it. Okay. Probably save that other one, too. Alright, now, moving on again. This is another sort of think outside the box one. My girls this Easter said, I don't know where to put this bunny. He doesn't have a home right now, so we're just going to put him over there. Said to me, basically, in a nutshell, they didn't really need to be coloring Easter eggs this year. I wasn't going to see them until after Easter anyway, or right around Easter. But they said they didn't need to be coloring Easter eggs. They're too old for Easter egg hunts. They didn't even really need a stuffed bunny or more plushies. They already have a lot. They didn't need a big fancy Easter basket. They just want some candy. That's it. They're 14 and 17 and they just want some candy. So I was like, I can do that. Easter will be cheap this year. And you know what? Right before I did it, or as I was doing it, collecting things for them, some candies and stuff, my younger one said she liked these makeup bags I sent in one of the goodie boxes because now she had a place to put things because she didn't have a lot of places to put things like jewelry or makeup or whatever, and that was kind of cool to her. She was really excited about that. So it got me thinking, maybe they need a couple little containers or something in their room to keep stuff in. So I saw these at the Dollar Tree. Is that plugged in? No, it's not. Okay. It was 2 for $1. These little Easter buckets, and they're tiny, but they're just enough for some things, you know. And they came 2 for $1 in purple and pink. So I thought that was so cute. And I thought after Easter, they could take off the handle or leave it on and use this as a little bowl to put jewelry or some things on in their room. Not on. So, I'm going to show you how I turned those into, this one. This one's done. This is for my jade. Oh, and I just realized I need to grab, oh, it's gonna fall, no. I need to grab a bag. Oh, 1 second, guys. There it is. Okay. All right. I think that was literally 1 second. Okay, so first thing I did was I painted the whole outside of this with, I think it was chalk paint, Waverly chalk paint and elephant. And then I kind of distressed the edges and went dry brushed over it with antique white from Apple Barrel at Walmart, 50 cents a bottle. Then I added her name in sticker letters, and I actually glued those down to make sure they really stayed, and outlined them with a Sharpie. Then I added some rub-ons of little animals and cute little flowers and plants and birds. There's some little raccoons. I just added some little rub-ons. Those were all from the Dollar Tree. The stickers were from the Dollar Tree, I believe. Yeah, and then the paint, I told you, was from Walmart. And then this little, I painted the handle as well and distressed it with the antique white. Then I painted the whole thing with Mod Podge just to make sure it gave it a nice, clear, smooth coat and nothing's falling off. And then I hot glued a little flower from Walmart to one side of the handle. And then I started picking stuff to put in it. Well, first, way before that, those ideas had come, I had seen these at the Dollar Tree. I had seen these. Let's see. Oh, something happened to this one. I had seen these cute little bags. I think these came in a set of 2. And you could stuff candy in them. And they were just cute little bag. You know, they can keep for something else later. And then this one, I'm just noticing, I may have to replace this. It got wet. I do have another one. It got wet on the side, so it's a little smushed right there. This one, I think, had jelly beans in it, so that might be why I might need to refill that or fix that. But, so I had those. Then I saw some things that, you know, couldn't resist. I saw this, which every Easter I've always given them a chocolate bunny. So I thought, okay, that's a tradition we can keep because they did want candy. And there's chocolate in this one, by the way. So jelly beans and chocolate already. And then chocolate bunny that is cookies and cream for each of them. Then I found this, Krabby Patty colors. I thought those were cute little candies, little Krabby Patties. So what did I do? I started with the biggest things, the boxes, and put those in there. Then, let's see, that's actually the widest, so that's going to go in the back. Then, this is the next biggest. Kind of shove that in there. And you can have an ear poking out. And then this one, put that in there, like that. And I just kind of shoved it all in. Oh, here, I messed up with the basket. Hold on. This needs to go in the front. So when you put those in, you can raise that up. So I put the 2 boxes in, raise up the handle. Then I'm going to put the other things in there. And like I said, I have one ear hanging out. That's fine. And then put this one in here. Oh, it's being difficult now, huh? Okay, there we go. There we go. So that's all full. Then I love the idea of those big gift bags that you wrap a basket in, but they come in pretty much one size, a size for a giant, you know, big Easter basket. And I'm doing little tiny Easter baskets. So I wanted to customize that. So what did I do, y'all? I just bought some big Ziplocs, a whole box of like 9 of them at the Dollar Tree for $1. So these are like pennies each. So you just cut off the top like this. Doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but you don't want any jagged edges because that would look kind of funny. You could even, though, actually, like, cut it with pinking shears, or, what you call it? Cut it like a wavy line. That'd be fine. That would work. You just don't want, like, by accident, jagged edges, if that makes sense. So then you open it all up. Now you want to take this and put it right down on the bottom of the bag and in the middle. In the middle on the bottom. Might take a little adjusting. See, it's going to have those sides. So that's fine. Like that. And then all you do is you just take some of this. And I had twine around here somewhere. And I don't know what I did with it now. So I may have to leave that part out. But I tied it with a little bit of twine. Like this one is. See? did a bunch of lengths of twine and made a twine bow. And then, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Look at that. And you can just fold these in. If you really don't like them, you can actually tape them to the back. Look, you can take this one, tape it to the back, and then take that arrow and tape that to the back. And then it doesn't look that bad on the back, and it looks much better on the front. So yeah, I would suggest taping that. I think I actually did that with these. Yeah, I taped these. Okay, so there you go. Quick and easy little basket. And you could use this idea. This is why I still did it, even though I didn't get this video out in time for Easter. Is because you could do this for a birthday. You could do this for any holiday, really, where you're giving kids presents or Christmas, whatever. Make a little basket and be mindful of, like, maybe it could be a wicker basket. Maybe it could be a plastic container. Maybe it could be a popcorn dish. What could it be that after that holiday's over, your kids or your family members can reuse that thing? Because so often, especially with Easter, I see people spending hundreds of dollars on Easter things, and these big wicker baskets that are all Easter decorated, or big tubs or buckets that have Easter bunnies and chicks on them and all this stuff, and they say Happy Easter on them. Well, after Easter, what happens? Let's be honest. They get thrown away, or they end up in the garage until next year, maybe, or they get given away, or whatever, you know. They're not really kept as something special. But if you made that container into something more special that they could use year-round in their room, and like I said, you can customize that, be it a plastic tub, a plastic container, a bowl, a popcorn container, a wicker basket, with a handle, without a handle, whatever will fit with their room decor or their tastes. Make it fit for that, and then they'll love it. And they'll use it all year round. And then you don't waste a basket on just one holiday. There you go. And this bag, I mean, even could be used for something else. They can store something else in here, or use it when they go to the grocery store. I don't know. Reuse, reduce, recycle, guys. Okay. I think I've instilled that enough in this video. Think outside the box. Reuse, reduce, recycle. Be earth friendly. Be kind to everybody. And if nobody's told you this yet today, you are enough. You are amazing. You are important. You are worthy. You're stronger than you know. And I, for one, am glad you're here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear from you guys. And that's it for now. Happy crafting.